Hello, I am Father Casimir Nema, SVD of Radio Veritas Asia. Welcome to this special program called Conversations with Asian Bishops. It is a privilege and honor today we have Reverend Sebastian Francis of Penang, Malaysia. He is also head of Bishop Conference of Malaysia, Singapore and Brunei, and currently head of FABC Office of Social Communication. Bishop Sebastian, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bishop Sebastian Francis was born on November 11, 1951 in Johor Bahru Federation of Malaya, Malaysia. He enrolled in St. Francis Xavier's Minor Seminary in Singapore in 1967 and 3 years later in College General, a large seminary in Penang, where he studied theology. At the age of 26, he was ordained a priest for the Diocese of Melaka, Johor on July 28, 1977. He was appointed Vicar General of the Diocese in 1981, and he held that position until 2001. He graduated from Maryknoll School of Theology in New York with a degree in Justice and Peace in 1991 after earning a licentiate in Dogmatic Theology from the University of St. Thomas Aquinas in Rome in 1983. He succeeded Bishop Emeritus Anthony Selvanayagam as the 6th Bishop of Penang after Pope Benedict XVI appointed him on July 7, 2012 and was ordained on August 21, 2012. Since 2016, he has been president of the Catholic Bishops' Conference of Malaysia, Singapore, and Brunei, and FABC's Office of Social Communication chairman. Bishop Francis received the Darja Setia Pangkuan Negeri honor, including the title Datuk, from Penang State Governor Yang di Pertua Negeri Palau Pinang in 2016. Pope Francis named Bishop Francis one of 21 new cardinals on July 9, 2023, who will receive the scarlet at the consistory on September 30, 2023.
Let me start with this question. Malaysia is considered one of the Catholic minorities in Asia. Can you provide us a general picture of Catholic Church in Malaysia, and particularly your Diocese of Penang?
Yeah, we are 9 dioceses in the country, Malaysia, 9 dioceses. Together with Singapore and Brunei, we make up the Catholic Bishops' Conference of Malaysia, Singapore, Brunei. That's 3 different independent countries. And as you said, we are a minority, but I would prefer to think of ourselves as a mustard seed. We are small, but for us small is beautiful because we can be a mustard seed, we can be a leaven in the bread, and therefore we are a sign of the presence of Jesus Christ in Malaysian life and society. So we are quite comfortable being small, but small is beautiful. Yeah.
Talking about that mustard seed, small is beautiful. What are particularly the specific ministries you offer in your diocese, Bishop?
Well, we had our own aggiornamento or renewal after Vatican Council II way back in 1976. And from that time, we already have set a direction to focus on building small Christian communities, to focus on formation for all levels of people in the church, everybody, especially formation for the laity, for young people, etc. To focus on inter-religious dialogue, which is, we breathe that every day because we are made up of all the major religions of Asia are found in Malaysia. And also to focus on unity within the church, and finally on integral human development So this has been our orientation already from the mid-70s, and we have grown slowly but consistently with this kind of direction in mind.
Let's move to your vocation of being priest and bishop, of course. You know, being priest and bishop is a long journey of vocation. My question is, what motivated you to respond to God's call, to say yes to His call? Tell us that story.
You know, I come from a traditional Catholic family and, educated in a missionary Catholic school and surrounded by missionaries, both in school as well as in the parish. We were, the Malaysian Church owes its foundations to the French Foreign Mission Society, the French missionary fathers who came to evangelize that part of Southeast Asia. We interact with them almost on a daily basis, both in school and in the parish. And when you are very young, they look very exciting, these guys. They look very dynamic, and they are so involved in our lives and in our families. So I must say it was the French missionary fathers and the Canadian brothers of St. Gabriel that motivated me to want to be like them.
How it has been so far? You know, you reached already 71 years. You still enjoying your vocation as bishop?
I accepted to be a bishop about 11 years ago, and I am almost surprised that I'm actually enjoying my vocation, my life and ministry as a bishop, because I see that we are a church that is apostolic, founded on the apostles, and therefore the bishops are the successors of the apostles, and they give the unity in the local church as well as the continuity of the mission depends to a large extent on the bishop, who is the head of the diocese and the shepherd of the diocese. So I must say that I've grown into this life and ministry of a bishop, and I must say that I'm enjoying it.
Recently, you discussed about the Alkitab, new version of the Bible, which you are going to use as the official liturgy in the future. Tell us the process of this come into your program, and what do you want to gain from this new project, having the fact that many Malaysian believers who may not understand Malay language?
Well, Malay or Bahasa Malaysia is the national language of Malaysia. So I think the majority of Malaysians understand the national language, which is Bahasa Malaysia or the Malay language. And it is, in my opinion, the unifying language. It is the unifying language. We have 4 official languages in the church in Malaysia. One is the national language, which is Malay. Second is English, of course. The third is Mandarin. And the fourth is Tamil. But I think the unifying language would be Malay. So, we were depending on the Indonesian version of the Bible, which is called the Alkitab, for a long time. And more recently, we worked on a Malaysian version of the Old and New Testament, which we call Alkitab or the Bible, versi Borneo, because most of our Malay speaking or national language speaking Christians happen to be in the Sabah and Sarawak, which is quite predominantly Malay speaking. So we have adopted now this Bible, versi Borneo, the Borneo version, as the official Bible for the Malay, for those who use Bahasa Malaysia, both in liturgy, in catechetics, and for spirituality and for their personal lives. So that's where it stands.
Speaking of that unifying effort, for the Bishop Conference of Malaysia, Singapore, and Brunei, in FABC, you know about the famous triple dialogues, I believe Malaysia, Singapore, and Brunei also perhaps have implemented this dialogue with culture, dialogue with religion, dialogue with the poor. The question is, how far you have implemented these triple dialogues in your diocese and also Bishops' Conference of Malaysia, Singapore, and
that's
Brunei?
an interesting question. And as I said, our engagement with the triple dialogue of the Federation of Asian Bishops' Conference, first and foremost, we are very much one with the Federation of Asian Bishops' Conference. And we adopt the direction given to us by the Federation of Asian Bishops' Conference. We are very sensitive that we are an Asian church. In fact, the tourist tag for Malaysia is Malaysia Truly Asia, because we have a big group of local indigenous Malays and indigenous people. We also have a very large community of Mandarin Chinese people, and also Indians, and also people who are familiar with the English language. So we have really a combination of all this, and therefore we have accepted the direction given to us by FABC. And way back in the 70s already, we moved quite consistently with this triple dialogue with the poor, especially through integral human development, and working with all people of all faiths, where we have several networking that is going on. And also, we have been quite serious about inculturating the faith and using all the local languages and vernacular languages, and also more than culture must begin with language, because people use the language of the heart in order to come closer to God and to come closer to one another. So the triple dialogue with other religions, with cultures, and with the poor is almost our lifeblood. We breathe that. It's not just a caption or something, but something that is part of our pastoral on a daily basis almost. Because we have constantly to be interacting with people of other religions, with people of various cultures, with people who speak many Asian languages, including English. And therefore, it is something that is not superficial or cosmetic. It is something that really is part of our daily life, part of our daily bread almost.
Radio Veritas Asia, the voice of Asian Christianity. Radio Veritas Asia mobile app offers services in English and 21 Asian languages. Download the Radio Veritas Asia app to get more videos from Radio Veritas Asia. Comment, like, and share.
Pope Francis proposed a synodal path of the Universal Church, still ongoing process. If I ask you, what is a synodal church to you, Bishop?
Therefore, a church which is also opening and reaching out to the people of God. A church that is always open to God's people of whatever culture, whatever religion.
If I ask, what would be your suggestions to the church leaders in Asia and also around the world to make them more synodal mindset in their ministries?
It is really being very sensitive to what the Holy Spirit is not only saying to the Church of Asia and the world, but how the Holy Spirit is leading the mission towards its fulfillment. So it must have a very lively relationship both with the Holy Spirit and with the people of God.
How the youth have been involved in your diocese, Bishop?
I don't like the word, the youth of today are the leaders of tomorrow. I think that's a very subtle way of pushing the youth into some future. I think the youth of today are the young disciples of today, and don't push them into the future.